Okay, so empecemos. Let's start, guys. I see some people are still coming in the classroom. So I've sent a link on the chat bar, so you guys can go ahead and open it up that way if you prefer. Let's just go through the lesson here. So, la fecha, and then I have what the date is there. Now, would anyone like to try answering ¿Qué es la fecha? And we answer by saying hoy es. Now, I put the number, but I didn't put the written out what 22 is in Spanish. So if you think you'd like to try saying it out, we can say it out in our mics. So is there anybody who would like to volunteer for that? So I'm going to ask, ¿Qué es la fecha? Zeke, oh yes, absolutely. I'm just going to post it. There we go. So at the very top of the lesson, it says la fecha, and then I have what it is out there. And when you answer ¿Qué es la fecha? I want you to say hoy es, which means today is. And then you can read that out and take a wild guess at what 22 is. Or maybe somebody that already knows what 22 is can volunteer. So just write C in the chat box if you'd like to volunteer. Oh, actually, you know what? It's not even, it's actually the 23rd today, isn't it? Oops, lo siento. So it's actually the 23rd. So when you answer, you'll say hoy es el, it's written right up there for you. And then you 23 de febrero. Go ahead, Brianna. You can say it out loud in the mic, por favor.
Hoy es el 23 de febrero.
Sí, 23. 23. So she says, hoy es el 23 de febrero. Can I get Colton to say that out too, por favor?
Hoy es el 23 de febrero.
Good. Can I get Callie to say that also out loud, por favor? Callie, are you there? Alrighty, I'll ask. Oh, are you there, Callie? Okay, could I get Wyatt to say that too, por favor?
Hoy es el 23 de febrero.
Nice. So it's 20, 23. Awesome job. So it's already the 23rd of February. We have actually 2 more classes after this, and then we have a nice long break. And during that break, you're going to be able to work on some of your projects too, because we won't have time to do the presentations for your restaurants. But we're going to build our menu, and then we're going to build our script. How long, Colton? Oh, I think we don't even have class in March at all. Oh, wait, no, March, let's see. So I think March 9th is, or March 7th maybe is our last day, whichever that Friday is, the second Friday. And then we're back in Avril, so we're back in April at the very beginning. So yeah, so you'll have about 3 weeks of a nice break, and that during that time you can practice your restaurant dialogue or your skit in there. So you'll have a nice time to practice. Great, so let's move on, boys and girls. I'm just scrolling down in the lesson here and we'll get to what we're doing today. So we're going to create a menu in Spanish today. You're going to need to think ahead though of your dialogue. So remember, your dialogue is going to be like your script that you're writing out where you're acting. And but you need to think about, because your menu is going to be a prop in this skit. So if your menu is, or if your skit is in the 50s diner, say, then you're going to want to have a menu that matches that. So what kinds of foods would they have in that diner, right? So you're going to think about what you're going to want to do for your restaurant. And of course, the menu should suit that restaurant or the food stand that you've selected. And you're also going to include some traditional Spanish foods. So we're going to learn about that too. El menú. Let's think about what sections do you want to include in your menu. So when you open up a menu in a restaurant, do you remember seeing certain sections? Like sometimes it'll give you a breakfast section, sometimes it'll give you a lunch section. So how do you want to lay it out? It's totally up to you. So I'm going to tell you that prices are optional, but you can actually add a price on there too. And when you are adding a price, you're going to want to think of what kind of currency they use in some Spanish-speaking countries. So in Canada, we have the Canadian dollar. That's our currency. What about the currency for Mexico? Does anybody remember what the currency for Mexico is? Pesos. Sí, yeah. And then in Costa Rica, we have colons. So in Costa Rica, colon or colones. That's their currency. So you can play around with that. And if you want to add a price, you can think about, ooh, what country are we in? Maybe we're going to be in Guatemala. And then you can Google what currency it is, and you can put that on the menu. I think that would be really fun, but you don't have to. All right, so here are some more useful words. So I'd love to get you guys to speak some of these out. Let's go over, I'm just going to say what they are in Spanish and English first, and then you guys can do some speaking out as well. So, las comidas is the meals. El desayuno is the breakfast. El almuerzo is the lunch. La cena is the dinner. Los bocadillos is the snacks. Las bebidas, drinks. Los aperitivos, appetizers. El plato principal, main course. Los postres are desserts. So I'd love for Logan to say the first one, por favor.
Las comidas.
Good, las comidas. And Zeke, how about number 2? Zeke, are you there to read number 2? Oh, it doesn't look like he is on. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if you could hear me still, Zeke, because I didn't see you on Zoom. Okay, so it's in the lesson, and we're just going through the list. So after el menú, then I have a list of 9 Spanish words. So these are ones that we had gone over last week, but we're just doing a little review. And I'm just going to ask you to say what number 2 is, por favor. Número 2.
El desayuno.
Good, desayuno, breakfast. And can I get Colton to say number 3, por favor?
El almuerzo.
Good. And Brianna to say number 4, por favor.
La cena.
Good. And Callie to say number 5, por favor. Oh, I see Shekinah. That's awesome. Callie, are you able to say número 5, por favor? Number 5?
Pardon me?
Are you able to say number 5 on the list? Los bocadillos.
Los bocadillos.
Awesome. Wyatt, you can go ahead and say number 3.
El almuerzo.
Good. And remember, the Z is a S sound. Almuerzo. Muy bien. And we're at Logan. Can Logan say número 6? Number 6, por favor.
Las bebidas.
Bebidas. Awesome. And can I get Zeke to say número 7, por favor? Number 7.
Los aperitivos.
Good. Aperitivos. Can you say that again, Zeke? Aperitivos.
Los aperitivos.
Nice. Shikana, can I get you to say número 8, number 8, por favor?
Plato principal.
Awesome. And then número 9 es los postres. So then we have desserts. You can add a dessert section on your menu too. And I think that would be really fun. What kind of Spanish desserts are there? That would be really fun to learn. So that's going to be up to you how you want to lay out your menu. You're going to have 15 items. So however you want to do that. Maybe you want to split them up and have a drink section, a dessert section, main course. So it's going to be up to you. Time to get creative. So la comida. So what food items are you going to need for your menus? So I want to just spend some time and you guys can think in your brains what your menu might look like right now. What you want to have on it. Maybe you've thought about it already, but maybe not. Let's create some lists to choose from. And then so we can put down some words here. And if you want to add something onto your menu, you can tell me. And we're going to make up a big class list, and then I'll include this in the notes. So you'll have all the vocabulary you need. So let's start with some categories. So las bebidas. So are there any kinds of drinks that you wanted to include in your menu? Why don't you go ahead and type it out in the chat bar. And it can be in Inglés or in Español, but most likely in Inglés because we can translate it after. What kind of drinks? Hot chocolate. Nice. So what I'm going to do is write all of this down and save it in my little notebook here. Shirley Temple, yum. What other drinks? Coffee, good. They often serve coffee in restaurants. Pop, naranja, orange juice, Pepsi. Awesome. Coke, perfect. Yeah, so there's a lot of different drinks you can have. El chocolate caliente. El chocolate caliente. Caliente is hot. What is that word? El chocolate caliente. So why don't you go ahead and Colton, why don't you try saying el chocolate caliente out in the mic?
El chocolate caliente.
Perfecto. Yeah, so coffee, Brianna, is just cafe. Cafe. Or el café. Try saying that, Brianna, out loud.
El café.
Nice. And you know what? I do not know what a Shirley Temple is. However, because it comes from a name, I'm assuming that, Logan, that it's Shirley Temple in Spanish, but let me just double check. I mean, sorry, it's probably Shirley Temple as well in Spanish because it's a name of somebody. Shirley Temple was a famous actress, little child actress. So they have a drink named after her, but let me just double check that so we get correct. But I'm pretty sure it'll be Shirley Temple. And then for pop, you can say el pop, or you can say el refresco. El refresco. So I'll just type that out here. So Brianna, you'd probably want to choose el refresco. Wyatt's got leche, milk. Yeah, totally. And Brianna's got agua, good thinking. Zeke's got vino, which is wine, and sometimes they have wine being served as well. For drinks like Pepsi, Coke, and Dr. Pepper, boys and girls, you are going to just stay with that name. And that's because it's a brand. And they usually keep those brand names kind of like how McDonald's would be still called McDonald's in if you're in a Spanish-speaking country, because it's a logo or brand. Any other drinks before we move on? Oh, and orange juice es el jugo de naranja. So who chose orange juice there? Wyatt chose orange juice. So Wyatt, you're going to say el jugo, which is juice de naranja. Or naranja. Here we go. Let's type this out here. Naranja. El jugo de naranja. Go ahead and say that out, Wyatt. El jugo de naranja.
El jugo de naranja.
Nice. So el jugo de naranja. Very good. Yeah, so you're pretty much, if you were to translate that in English, it would say the juice of orange. But we know that that's the arrangement. We always put the main noun first, which is juice, and then it's almost like you're describing it. So the descriptive word will go at the end. Orange juice. Awesome, guys. So we have a good list going on for our drinks. And I will get all of these Spanish words put up in our notes for our class notes today, and you can have them for later for when you're building your menu. Next, let's move on to los aperitivos. So let's look at some appetizers. Do you want appetizers on your menu? And if so, what would they be? Hola, Faith. Ensalada, good. Spring rolls. Ensalada is salad. Spring rolls. Hola, Faith. So, hola, I'm going to send you this link, and that's going to open up the lesson for you, Faith. So spring roll would be el rollo de primavera. So let's type that out. El rollo de primavera. So primavera es spring in español. And then el rollo or el rollo is a roll. So Colton, why don't you go ahead and say el rollo de primavera?
El rollo.
Rollo, yes. With a yes.
Rollo. Rollo de, what was the other word?
Primavera.
Primavera.
Yeah. So the roll of spring, you can say if you're reading it just like that, but that's how you say a spring roll in Espanol. So we also have salad, which Logan said. So salad is going to be ensalada. Logan, do you want to go ahead and say ensalada?
Ensalada.
Nice. Yes. So that's how you would say salad. Ooh, we have Zeke that says gallo pinto. Gallo pinto. So this is a very traditional Spanish meal. And it's fried rice and beans. So Zeke, why don't you say out loud gallo pinto?
Gallo pinto.
Sounds good. I'm getting hungry. What other kinds of appetizers? Hola, Isabella. Glad for you to join us today. No worries. We are just we're just looking at the lesson right now. And if you haven't had it opened up already, I just posted it again. So we're just looking at, we're making our menu now. So we're choosing the words that we might want to use in our menus. So I want you guys to think about what kind of restaurant you're going to have. And that's going to kind of inform you about what menu you might want to have and what kinds of foods they'll serve there. So pico de gallo, that's a very traditional Spanish dish as well. Do you know what pico de gallo is, Gallo, Logan?
Salsa.
Yeah, so it's really good with tomatoes, and sometimes they might have avocado in there too. See, Brianna said pan, which is bread. Pico de gallo, which is salsa. So many good foods. Any other appetizers before we move on? Yeah. Oh, I bet there is, Isabella. Yes, because you live fairly close to Mexico, don't you? Awesome, Brianna. So sopa es soup. They would totally have soup as an appetizer. That's right. Sometimes even as a main course as well. Wow, 4 hours away. So Isabella says they have a lot of different foods from Mexico and different Spanish foods in places like that. And I'm sure there are a lot of Spanish-speaking people in that area too, aren't there, Isabella? Oh, that's awesome, Colton. Mexico's beautiful, and I love it. I love going there once in a while. It's nice and caliente, it's hot, and they have a ton of good food. All right, so we can move on. What about los platos principales? What about main courses? Yeah, I bet you are excited, Brianna. Let's think about some main courses that we might want to put on our menu. Turkey, okay. Turkey would be really yummy. Lots of carne, so meat. T-bone steak, fancy. Pasta. El pavo is turkey. El pavo. So Logan, why don't you say el pavo for turkey?
El pavo.
Great. Muy bien. And then Wyatt's steak is el beefsteak. I'll just type it out here. Beefsteak. Go ahead and say el beefsteak in Espanol, Wyatt.
El bistec.
Nice. And then pasta es pasta, Brianna. It's the same. Why don't you go ahead and say pasta out loud?
El pasta.
Excelente. So, and then we have pizza for Zeke, which is pizza. Because we know that the Z makes a S sound. So go ahead and say pizza, Zeke.
Pizza.
Excelente. And then we have burger. This one's a hard one actually for me to pronounce. Hang on a second. Burger is hamburguesa. Hamburguesa. So la hamburguesa. Let's type it out there. So that's hamburger or burger. Logan, why don't you say la hamburguesa out loud?
La hamburguesa.
Excelente, es perfecto. So, and then samosa, Big Mac. Lots of yummy choices here. ¿Qué es la samosa en español? La samosa es la samosa. So it sounds the same as well. La samosa. Isabella, would you please say la samosa? Are you there, Isabella? Can you go on your mic on Zoom and say la samosa out loud, please? Okay, Faith, sorry, Isabella, I can't hear you on your mic. Oh, are you leaving, Isabella? Faith, so what we're doing, I'm not sure if you have the lesson, but I'm going to repost it up here. But we are just choosing words. So we're thinking about the menus we're going to create in our restaurants. And we're just saying words in English or Espanol, if you know it, about what you want to add on your menu. And we're just making a list. I'm writing down all of your suggestions, and then I'm going to put all of these words up in Spanish in your class notes, so you'll have them to help you make your menu. Okay, sounds good, Isabella. So la samosa or las samosas. And then we have toast. That could be something that you're putting on your menu too. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Faith? We're just saying words that we want to maybe add on our menu. El pan tostado is toast. El pan tostado. Go ahead and say that out loud, Logan.
El pan tostado.
Awesome. And then noodles or noodle. El fideos. El fideos is the noodles. You can go ahead and say that out loud, Colton, por favor.
El fideos.
Nice. El fideos. And then pescado is fish. Go ahead and say that out, Brianna.
El pescado.
Awesome. Yeah, so these are main course dishes. And I haven't really heard from Shekinah or Faith. What do you guys think that you would like to put as a main dish in your restaurant and on your menu? You can just write it out in English. Steak, beefsteak, so good. Stew, that's a great choice. El guisado is stew. Guisado. Oops, I spelled that wrong. El guisado. Tacos. And Wyatt, what do you think tacos would be in Espanol? Tacos. It is actually going to be the same because it's a Spanish word already. Yeah, see, Wyatt. Tacos. Taco pizza. So good. Taco ensalada. See? Lots of different things we make with tacos, aren't there? So if you wanted to say meat, Logan, you'd say carne. Burrito es en español already, so you would say burrito. And remember, Colton, when we have the two R's together, it makes the R sound. So if you can roll your tongue with that one, burrito, burrito. Do you want to give it a try? So you can say burrito.
Burrito.
Nice. And then taco salad, if you're going to say taco salad, you can arrange the words to be like el taco al plato. El taco al plato. So go ahead and say that out loud, Chicana, por favor. El taco al plato.
El taco, el plato.
Sí, so that's taco salad in Espanol. And we have vegetables, vegetales, vegetales. So you can say los vegetales. I'm just going to type that out here. Vegetales, boys and girls. So the G in vegetables isn't J, it's H. So los vegetales. Go ahead and say that out loud, Brianna, por favor.
Los vegetales.
Awesome. And then we have ham, which is el jamón. El jamón. So I'll type it out here. El jamón. So we have the Y for the J sound. I'm just going to make sure that pronunciation is correct.
El jamón.
Oh, it's okay. So it's not Y. Sorry about that. It's el jamón. That's ham. El jamón. So can I please get Logan to say el jamón?
El jamón.
Awesome. Yeah, so the J is a H sound. Just like when we want to laugh in Spanish, we go ha 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 ha. And you'll see that if you go into if you see people chatting or on a forum or something and they're speaking Spanish, you'll see ja 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 ja, but that's actually ha 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 because the J makes the H sound. Yes, very snicker. Ribs and pork chops and pork ribs and sausages. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of good food choices, Wyatt. Costilla de cerdo is pork ribs. So I'll write that out. Costilla de cerdo. And ribs is costilla and cerdo is pig. Costilla de cerdo. You want to go ahead and try saying that out loud, Wyatt?
Costilla de cerdo.
Perfect. And then sausage would be la salchicha. Or la salchicha. There we go. I'm just going to type that out so we can see what it looks like. La salchicha. And that's sausage. La salchicha. Lots of good foods. So any other ones that we would like to add for our main course before we move on? What are some foods that you want to put on your menu? All right, so we can move on to los postres, which are desserts. Salmon, that's a good one too, Wyatt. And it would just be el salmon. El salmon. Cheesecake would be a delicious dessert. Yum, who likes cheesecake? Cheesecake in Spanish es el pie de queso. El pie de queso. Go ahead and say that out loud, Wyatt. El pie de queso.
El pie de queso.
Nice. Go ahead and say that out loud, Brianna.
El pie de queso.
Excelente. And then Isabella, did you mean quail when you said that? quail es la codorniz? So I'm going to write that out. Codorniz. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Typing too quickly here. La codorniz. La codorniz. Try saying that out loud, Isabella. La codorniz.
La codorniz.
Awesome. Logan says tarta, tarts, or cake. She kind of says pie. Oh, actually, pie is tarta. La tarta. She kind of go ahead and say la tarta for pie.
La tarda.
Nice. And we can also for pie say pastel. So apple pie might be el pastel de manzana. El pastel de manzana. Ooh, ice cream, yum. El helado. El helado. Let me just type that out. And then Brianna, if you want to go ahead and say that out loud. El helado.
El helado.
Awesome. And then I think Mars bars might still be Mars bars because it might be a name or a brand. So I don't think they changed that. Cookie dough. La masa para galletas. So that's a big one. There's 4 words for that one. But I'm going to type it out here. La masa para galletas. Cake es el pastel. El pastel. There you go. And then la masa para galletas. You can go ahead and say that out loud, Wyatt. La masa para galletas. That's cookie dough.
La masa para galletas.
Awesome. Galletas. Excelente. And yeah, so I think Snickers would also be just Snickers because that's the brand name. It's a famous brand name. So, but chocolate bar might be something that you want to put. Now that has a special name, la barra de chocolate. La barra de chocolate. So go ahead and try saying that, Logan. La barra de chocolate.
La barra de chocolate.
Awesome. And can you say la barra? Can you do a little bit of a roll on the tongue for the 2 R's?
La barra.
Barra. Yeah, it takes some practice. Barra. Okay, so and then bacon. Bacon for dessert, Colton. Actually, you know what? That might be kind of tasty. I hear that there are bacon cupcakes sometimes and bacon cake, and people really like bacon these days. And bacon es el tocino. So go ahead and say el tocino. Colton, por favor.
El tocino.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's bacon. So you can have bacon pie, you can have bacon cake, whatever you want on your menu. And it's up to you to put those words together. So if it's going to be like bacon cake, then it might be something like the cake of bacon when you're translating it. So it might be el pastel de or del tocino. So that would be bacon cake because I'm saying the cake of the bacon, basically. Bacon dipped in chocolate with sprinkles. Yes, we're still talking about dessert now, Colton. Okay, we're getting really hungry now here. Totally. So you get the idea. These are some words, and it's going to be up to you about what words you want to add in your menu. You're going to build this restaurant yourself, so you can choose whatever you want. However, I'm just going to ask that if it is something like a burger stand, that you have foods that would normally be served at a burger stand, because you want it to kind of be a little realistic, right? Bacon and lots of brown sugar. We have some bacon lovers in this class, most definitely. All right, guys. So if you're wanting to add a word and you're not sure what it is, you can ask me. You can also use Google, and I do recommend that you listen to and you click the little speaker button if you're gonna want, because you're gonna want to hear the word too. I know that on Duolingo there's a whole bunch of food vocabulary that I would like you to practice with, and that gives you the option to hear it as well. So I'm going to put all this stuff in today's notes. So you're going to have all of these words translated in Spanish for you. And you can practice saying them out loud as well. Yeah, Colton, Canadians love bacon apparently. Timbits, that would be amazing. And a timbit is actually still going to be a timbit, but you might want to pronounce it like a timbit, more Espanol sounding, because we know that the I is an E sound, so you can say timbit. Yeah, Tim Hortons isn't in Arizona, is it, Isabella? Boys and girls, would you please scroll down, and we're going to talk about los plurales today. And that's just how we're wording things when we want to talk about more than one thing. So everybody should be scrolling down to los plurales. Plural means more than one. So notice how you form the plural in Spanish. We usually end up adding an S on the end of the word. So if we want to say salads, so salad, singular, would be ensalada. And then if we want to say salads, so more than one salad, we often simply just add an S at the end. So we can say ensaladas. Yeah, see, Isabella, do you want... Yes, I have time after class that we can do that, most definitely. So, if a word is plural, we know that we change the word, but we also have to make sure the article right before the word is changed too. So it also has to be plural. So if I want to say la salada, so the la is the article, and then ensalada is salad. So we just have the salad. If we want to say the salads, we need to also change the la to las ensaladas. So we're changing not just the one word, but the article in front of it too, to have an S at the end. Las ensaladas. Can I get Shekinah to say las ensaladas, por favor?
Las ensaladas.
Sí, so that's the salads. Now, if we look at the little chart that we have on our lesson here, the masculine articles we have on the very left-hand side. So we have el, which means the. Actually, let's just start at the top of the chart here. So we have the in English. And in masculine, the is el. In feminine, the is la. So if we want to say la ensalada, that's the salad. Or el horno, the oven. And then, but if we want to make it a plural, so more than one, let's look at the chart. And what would you say if it was, if we wanted to change el horno to, so that's the oven. What if we wanted to say the ovens? The ovens. So we know that's a masculine, so look on your chart. We want to make it a masculine plural. Go ahead and type it out. C. Close, Wyatt. So yeah, you have the word hornos, but we have to do something to that article in the front of it. See, good, Wyatt.
Miss Donovan.
Yeah.
3DU is still working. Isn't still working. It's not working for me, so I'm just gonna stick with Zoom.
Okay, love, that's totally fine. And you can hear me. Is it kicking you off?
It's like saying, "Oh, this application is not responding."
Okay, yeah, that's fine then. So I will just try and type things out in Zoom and use that chat as well.
Thank you.
Faith, do you have your lesson up there though? Or do you need me to send it in Zoom again?
Can you send it in Zoom again, please?
Yeah, I'll send it right now. Good, guys. So we were able to change the article from el to los. And we were able to change horno to hornos. So los hornos is the ovens. So we have changed both the article in front and the word or the noun itself. What about if we wanted to say, we wanted to change the apple, so la manzana. What if we wanted to say the apples? The apples. So la manzana es femenine. What would the apples be? Good. Good, Shekinah. Good, Brianna. Bien, Logan. Wyatt. Las manzanas. Las manzanas. Can I please get Colton to say las manzanas out loud?
Las manzanas.
See. So that's what we're doing there. Now, depending on if the word is feminine or masculine, you are going to make it los or las to make it plural. Those are the articles that you'll use for that. Now, if we wanted to say or some, like if we wanted to say some drinks, we could say sorry, hang on a second. Let's start with a. So a drink. A drink. Does anyone know what drink is in Espanol? So a drink would be close, Brianna. Remember la is the, but we're going to look at the second part, so the bottom of this little chart here. I hope you can see it, Callie and Faith. We're looking at this little chart that says masculine, feminine, and then masculine plural, and feminine plural. And we've just done the top line. So we've done the el, la, los, las, and the. So that's all what the is. And now we're going to look at good. See, Wyatt. Una bebida. So a drink would be una bebida. What do you think some drinks would be? What do you think some drinks would be? So we're going to use either un, una, unos, or unas. What do you think some drinks would be? See, close, Wyatt. It's a feminine word. Yeah, so some is actually unas or unos. So a or some is always going to be un, una, unos, unas. And the is always going to be el, la, los, or las. Okay? Depending on if it's singular or plural. wanted to say a dessert. A dessert. So find where would be on your chart. So it's, you can see it on the right side, on the bottom in the English part. And then everything to the left of that is going to be your choices. So I want to say a dessert. So remember, dessert es postre. Dessert es postre en español. What would a dessert be? Sí, okay, so postre es masculine. We didn't know that. Some of us didn't know that right off the bat. So el postre, so it would be masculine. Sí, a dessert would be un postre. Un postre. Because postre es masculine. What would the breakfasts be? The breakfasts. So we know that breakfast is el desayuno. Breakfast is el desayuno. What would the breakfasts be? Go ahead and type it out if you want to give it a guess. The breakfasts. Question, Colton?
My mom says that we have an appointment for my brother, and she says we need to leave at like 2:30.
Okay, that's totally fine. And that's in 4
Okay.
minutes, so we can see how much we get through today, but you can watch the video after. I can post it, and then you'll see what you missed. Awesome, guys. So yes, los desayunos es the breakfasts. So Wyatt, you just said some breakfast, because un and unos, unas, that means either a or some. This chart's a little funny because I think the English part should have been on the left-hand side so we could see what the English word was first. So I apologize for that if the chart was a little bit confusing today. I'm going to also put it in your class notes, but I'll rearrange it so it's a little bit easier to read. Any questions about that? So for a and some, we use un, una, unos, unas. And when we want to talk about the, so the breakfast, we say la, el, los, and las. Yeah, so Faith asks if class is going to be longer today, and totally, yeah, it's going to be, we'll probably be about just 15 more minutes. I'm going to show you the community house today. I'm really excited. But right now, let's just quickly go over the homework, guys. You are going to create your menu, but just the rough copy. It's not going to be due next class, but I want you to have your rough copy. So that means you'll have what you want it to be and what you want it to look like. And we're going to have some time to edit it. So it doesn't have to be perfected quite yet. But I want you to do...
Excuse me?
Yes, Colton.
So is there like you know how you can go to the places in 3DU by opening up the web?
Yeah.
Well, is the community house or whatever you're talking about, is that in the web?
No, I've saved the teleport. I can find the coordinates for you and send them to you. So, because you want to access it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try and send you an email that will tell you how to get there, okay?
Okay.
And you go whenever you're ready or whenever you need to go.
Okay.
Alrighty, so you're going to bring your menu to class. So I want you to do your menu on a Word document, and then I'd like you to bring it to class because we can share our menus and help edit each other's menus and make them even better than they already are. So you can do yours on a Word document, and you can add pictures. You can make it colorful, and include at least 15 items. So that can be food or drinks, including some traditional Spanish foods. And then when you make your menus at the end, I want you to post them in your restaurant somehow. Now we can get Mr. Miller to post the menu in your restaurant if it's not a restaurant that you made. But if it is a restaurant that you made, then you can make a sign and just put it up on your sign. Brianna, I don't see why not. Google document might work very nicely as well to make your menu. Yes, that's a great question, Faith. So she asks how we're going to share them. So we can have our menus on our own computers, and then through Zoom, do you remember that we have that share feature? So there's a button and you can press share, and we all get to see what's on your screen. So you can show us them that way. And then, good, lots of good questions, guys. And so you make them in Spanish. So everything on your menu is in Spanish. But you already know all the vocabulary that you need to know. And in today's class notes, I'm going to have so much vocabulary for you. So you won't have an issue. And we can, actually, if you don't know something, just ask me to. And then I can help you that way. No problem. And then how much time do you have to do your menus? Faith asks. So does that mean when the menus due? Yeah, so your menu is actually going to be due on our last day. So let me just check the schedule here. We have next Friday, so that's the 2nd. So I want you to have your rough copy ready for class. It doesn't have to be perfected, but I want you to have most of it done. And then because we're going to be able to look at them and help each other make them even better. Yeah, so basically a week. Okay, Colton, have a great day. We'll see you next week. Hasta mañana. Or hasta próximo semana. I'll see you next week. March 9th is our last day, which is in 2 weeks. And that's when you'll have your good copy. So you actually have 2 weeks. Adios, Colton. And Brianna asks if we can add pictures. Absolutely. I do hope you add pictures. Adios, Colton.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to show you just after we go through the rubric here, and I can show you some examples that I found online. And pictures make the menu so much nicer, I think. And it makes your customers more hungry if you add delicious pictures. So it might be good for business also. All right, guys, so that's a little bit about those menus. Now, I just want to show you the rubric because this is what I'm going to be using to mark your menus. And if you look at this chart, please, guys, follow along. So it's out of 15. So if you wanted to get the highest grade possible, you'd go for all of the green parts. So you have more than 15 items. Including Spanish items, and you'd add a little extra. So if you want perfect marks, you're gonna do everything in the green. So you're gonna do a little bit more, and then you're gonna be organized, and you'll have graphics that help add to understanding. So what I mean by that is if you have a picture that's like of a chihuahua or something that's totally unrelated to your menu, then it's not really adding to our understanding. It might even be a little bit confusing for us. So when you're choosing graphics, it's good to choose ones that relate to what you're selling on your menu or what your restaurant's about, right? And so I'm looking at the layout and the appearance of it. Does it look nice? Is it organized? And then for Spanish foods, if you wanted perfect marks, you'd include more than 5 Spanish foods. So that's going over and above expectations in the green there. But all you're expected to do is in the red. So let's take a look at the red in our criteria rubric here. So you include 15 or more items in Spanish. And you use the correct Spanish vocabulary. Yes, Isabella, absolutely. This is going to be on your homework too. I just like to go over it together in class. And then for the layout and appearance, all that's expected is that you have a nice appearance with the foods grouped by the meals or the types of foods. So you're going to use headings like breakfast or almuerzo or la cena for lunch and dinner. You've kind of sectioned them off, just like they have in actual menus. And then you may have graphics. So graphics or pictures aren't required, but they would be nice. And then for Spanish foods, I want you to include 4 to 5 Spanish foods. So those might be some that we talked about today. Pico de gallo, tacos, burritos. Those are all Spanish foods. You can also Google and research more Spanish foods. Okay, does anybody have any questions, any preguntas about your homework for this week? No more questions? Okay, guys, so keep scrolling down if you don't have any questions. Here are some menus that I found. So this is going to get your creative juices flowing and some ideas coming up. So the first one I have is this really fun one. It's called Restaurante La Pulga. And this is what your menu could look like. So you'll see that there's bread, donuts, eggs, and they've given a price. And they've added graphics, which looks very nice, doesn't it? Keep scrolling down and you'll get more examples. This is to show you what a layout of a menu could look like. Okay, so this is actually not all in Spanish though. So you're going to have yours in all Spanish, but you're just going to use simple words so it won't be too complicated. If you wanted to though, you'll see that on this green menu here, they've actually said what's inside. So they said what is in the guacamole right below it in little letters. Oh, you can't see it. Have you opened the lesson? Here's the lesson again in case you weren't able to open that one. So you can tell what's inside the meals or not. You just tell what the meals are too. And then for the very last example here, this one has some fun word art. So if you look at the labels they've done word art in Word document. They've added different backgrounds and different colors. They've really worked hard on this one. So just some ideas of what you could do. All right, Isabella, I can post them in the homework too, so you can see these examples that I've posted. So if there is no preguntas, we can go and check out our brand nueva Casa de la Comunidad, so our brand new community house that I've chosen for us. All right, Isabella, I'll include those samples in the homework so you can see what I mean. Just some ideas of what the layout of your menu could look like. Awesome, guys. All right, so if you are ready, and if there are no questions, let's go check out the house. So if you would like to join me by either finding me in the contacts and clicking to join, I want to show you where our house is. So I searched far and long and I found this sweet little corner house. So we could call it something like the Corner Community House. And it's a traditional adobe style house. So come in this way, folks. There we go. And it's super plain, which excites me because it's brand new for us to decorate. So you can go explore this. And I was wondering if I could have some help actually, because I was able to put a sign on the front, but I wasn't able to write anything on the sign. So I'm wondering if it was my 3DU that was having an issue. Could I get one volunteer to try and write on this sign for me? And what I'd like to write, thanks Shekinah. What I'd like to write is Casa de la Comunidad. So I'm going to put it in the chat box here. And that's our community house. Yeah, guys. So I think we have a little backyard in the back. I'm just going to continue to go in the house here while Shekinah's working on that sign. Thank you so much, Shekinah. And it's a little house, and I thought we could do some decorating. What do you think? We could decide where a kitchen should be. I think, Faith, that might be a good place for the kitchen. It has kind of kitchen flooring over on the right. We have some Christmas lights put up in here. Or maybe that's the house next to us. Do you think this is where the kitchen should be, boys and girls? Yeah? See, I think it would be a good place here. And I was thinking by the doorway, we could have an art piece or something over here, maybe. What other ideas do you guys have? What would you like to put in this house?
The living room.
Where would the living room go, boys and girls? La sala? Yeah, I think it would be nice right here, Zeke. So you boys and girls are free to come in here whenever you want. And let's build a house. And the cool thing about having one community house is maybe we'll see each other in here when we're building, and then we can visit and communicate. Yeah. So wherever you think things should go, this is totally up to you. Oh, gracias, Shekinah. So we have our sign that says La Casa de la Comunidad, so our community house. Boys and girls, please save a teleport to remember this location. And you can name it our community house or La Casa de la Comunidad. We have a cool little backyard and a nice big front yard. Okay, so we got a new sign. Awesome. What could we put in this front yard, boys and girls? It's a nice big front yard, and we have the whole corner. Yeah, there are plants. So if you go to the object yard, there are tons of objects. So there's trees, arboles. You can maybe put some cactuses, whatever kinds of trees you think looks beautiful and that you want to have, you can add. The only thing I ask is that we don't delete things that other people have built without permission. Because it, and sometimes it's kind of easy to accidentally delete something. But let's try and just add and not delete other people's stuff, because it's our community build, right? Or you can suggest maybe putting it somewhere else, or if you wanted it a different way. So yes. Brianna says maybe plants that look like they would be in Mexico. See, totally. So because it's an adobe house and we're in Mundo Mañana, it would be cool if we made this a very Mexican traditional house. All right, guys, I think this is going to close our class for today. We're out a little bit early today. Is there any more questions or comments or ideas that you guys want to fly by me before we end the class? Okay, good. Let's close in prayer then, please. Is there anybody who would like to volunteer to pray for us today?
I will.
Is that Faith? Thanks, Faith. All right, boys and girls, let's please bow our heads, close your eyes.
Dear Jesus, thank you for this day. and help us to have a great rest of our day. Keep us all safe and help us to learn lots of Spanish. And bless each and every one of us. In Jesus' name, amen.
And if you agree, please type Amen in the chat box. Muchas gracias, Faith. Awesome. Okay, hasta luego. We'll see you later, boys and girls. I hope you had a good day today, and I hope you have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you next week. Please email me if you have any questions at all, and I'll send your homework link shortly. Adios. Ciao. Ooh, there's a sports car. Hey, Zeke. Nice. I think you just put that there, didn't you, Zeke? Awesome, guys. Great job today. Hasta luego.